Said I was selling my full suspension because I wanted something a little more exciting, and today's new bike day. So let's see what it is. It's obviously from Salsa, a little bit brand loyal. Probably noticed that. I guess I really like Quality Bike Parts, or QBP. They're the ones who, they've got Surly, they got Salsa, they've got All City. They make the 45 North brand. They own all that. I just really like their stuff. But here it is. It's a 2021 Salsa Timberjack. Let's take all this packaging off. You know, I'm glad they do it, but it's kind of a headache to take off. There's just so much. So if you've been looking at this bike, you can probably tell from this coloring right here, but this is the Timberjack SLX 29er. And it was hard to get this. I actually was way more interested in the XT build, but as you all know, and I'm beating a dead horse, there's not a whole lot in stock these days. I actually was really lucky to find this. I had ordered it from one place. They said they had one of them in stock in a large. It had randomly appeared on their website. I ordered it, and about 2 hours later, I got a notice that it said it was back ordered. So I was really bummed about that. But the next morning, I was looking on another website and it said they had one in stock in a large. I ordered it really fast, and it turns out they actually had it. Everyone else that I've talked to has said that the XT build, the single speed build, they don't know when they're gonna see them. They expect maybe in July, but there's pretty much nothing available. So I thought this was still really good for the price, and I'd probably end up upgrading things eventually. So I don't really mind what it's got on there right now. So I'm right around 5'10", a little over that, but I have a really wide wingspan. So I typically ride a large. So that's what this is. One thing I do like about this is it's got a 170 mil dropper. I don't think it has it on the mediums. I think the medium drops down to a 150 and the small is a 125. But the large and the extra large comes with a 170 mil. I've never had a dropper that long. I'm pretty excited about it. The color's a little different than I thought. I thought it was a little more of a bright red. It's not as bright. It's almost, I don't know what you would call it. Could be the lighting too right now. There's a little bit of a bluish lighting right now. So this front fork is the RockShox 35 Silver TK Air. There are so many different things on there, but it is the lowest version of the 35 that you can get an air spring on. The gold RL that comes on the XT, that was actually the main reason that I wanted the XT or the single speed build. It's just quite a bit better of a suspension fork. I really think I'd probably end up upgrading it anyway to maybe a Pike or something like that. All right, let's get these bars on. So up on the cockpit, it's got an SLX trigger shifter. This is the 12 speed. It's either a 10 to 50, I think it's a 10 to 52 in the back. It might be a 10 to 51. It's got race face bars. That kind of surprises me. Salsa, you know, they tend to spec Salsa components on everything. The brakes are Shimano MT401, so they're 2-piston, front and rear. These aren't the lowest spec. If you'll remember on my Spearfish, I had the MT201s, and those were not great at all. I don't know that these are going to be a whole lot better, but if I could do okay with the 201s, I'm sure I'll be fine with the 401s. It took me about 400 miles of riding before I decided to upgrade the front brake to some 4-piston ones on the Spearfish. So the rims are WTB STI. They're 30 millimeter width. And in the 29er version, it comes with some 2.6 inch tires front and rear. Up front, it's a Minion DHF. And in the back, it's a Recon, 2.6 inches as well. That's actually the biggest 29er size that they say will fit on here. But I mean, I'm looking at clearance and pretty sure I could fit a 3 inch on there. I am very tempted, and yes, I will be trying it out. The back might be a little bit close, especially with the chain line, but I don't know. I can almost guarantee a 2.8 will fit, but who knows? Let's see how it's shifting out of the box. Seems good. I was a little worried. I live in a really rural area, and so you can see there's like dust all over everything. You can see it's pretty dirty on the cage right there. So, and there's supposed to be like a little thing that goes in right here to kind of protect the derailleur, and it was missing. So, not sure what happened there. The box was a tiny bit beat up. And here it is. Okay, so it's actually not completely done. Tires still have tubes in them. This will definitely need to be removed. But other than that, it's pretty much good to go. Out for its maiden voyage. This 2021 model has a much more modern geometry than the previous generation. It's got a 66.4 degree head tube angle, 75 degree seat tube angle. The chainstays are adjustable from 420 out to 437, which also means that you can run at single speed, thanks to these fancy dropouts back here, the alternator dropouts. I think unfortunately I will have to get different plates, because when they ship these ones that are geared, they actually put the alternator plate on here is only adjustable between 2 positions. The single speed version comes with a different plate that has a slot in it so that you can slide it slowly instead of just alternating between 2. This can also be run 27.5 plus. I thought I wanted the 27.5 plus version, but I'm actually glad I got this. I really enjoy 29ers, and so a 29 by 2.6 I've never ridden. I've always just ridden a 29 by 3 or a normal sized tire. So I'm excited to see how these feel. It's got a 130 mil fork up front. I think the previous generation ran a 120. And this is actually, you can run up to a 150 on it without voiding the warranty. I also love, it's got bottle cage mounts, bottle cage or anything cage mounts. Bottle cage mounts, top tube mounts. I really like mounts, so it checks that box. I am super excited for this bike. I cannot wait to get out and to ride it. All right, we're going for a quick little test ride. Immediately noticeable is the seat tube angle. It's 75 degrees and it's a hardtail, so you're not getting any lean back as you sit down in the suspension squats. So I feel very over the bottom bracket. It was a little weird feeling at first, but I think I like it. I've also just been riding my ice cream truck a lot, which has a super wide Q factor, or where my feet are. They're pretty wide out on the pedals, and then the seat tube angle isn't nearly as steep, so I'm a little more behind than this is. I like the way this rides though. It is a little stiff. Again, that could be because I've been on plus tires a lot, and I wasn't quite sure what to put these 2.6s at. They are still running tubes right now. I'll convert them to tubeless after this. I was just too excited to go, and it's supposed to rain in a little bit, so I'm trying to beat the rain. I really like this stack and reach. The stack is the height from the bottom bracket, or where your pedals are, up to basically the top of the head tube right here. The reach is from basically where you're sitting up to the handlebars. And with this, it's got a pretty high stack and a long reach, but not super long. So you're sitting pretty upright. It's not as aggressive in that way, like you'd find on more of a cross-country bike. Normally I'd go up the road and come down here on this super messy double track, but let's see how this thing climbs on rough and more technical stuff. Wow, it is soft. It makes this climb pretty difficult. Yeah, nice. I was sure I was gonna hit my pedal, I just barely nicked it. This climbs well, at least on this trail. I'll definitely have more of a long-term review. Probably do one in a few weeks or something after I've ridden it. Give a full initial impressions and things that I immediately like or don't like. But then I'll do something longer term, obviously. Let's see how she does on the downhill. Ah. Woo. Pedally section. Pretty playful. I like that. It's kind of what I was missing on the spearfish. Oh yeah. Whoa. Eat the corner. Oh gosh, this part's loose. Oh. Man, it's doing great. Oh, yeah, man. Okay, that is what I was looking for in a bike. If it rides like this all the time, it'll be great. Okay, so I'll probably leave it at that. You can tell from my reaction, I enjoyed this bike on the ride. If you can get your hands on one, my initial impression is do it. If I had one con, it feels a little stiff, the back end. That could be the air pressure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.